Hello, readers. All right, we have today chapter 4 of Arthur Locked in the Library. And just a reminder of where we are in this book. Okay, so we are with Arthur and Francine at the library. They're going to try to complete their project about heroes. But there's a major problem here. They have to work on this project together. They're not speaking to each other. So that's going to make some things difficult, I think. So let's see. Our goal today, my bad, I should have said this first, is we're going to fill in this when readers don't understand, we can blank chart, okay, with strategies that we can use when we don't understand something. All right, so here we go. Ooh, I just read the first sentence in my brain and I really did not understand it. What can I do? Oh, I know. Something that helps is here. I'll write it in a different color. Space it up. Read aloud. Okay. I can read it aloud. Let's see. Arthur found a big book on French history at 940, section 21. Okay, right. I know because I've been to a lot of libraries and I've had to look for things myself for school, that a lot of times in libraries, books are organized by this number system. So he found the book on French history at that number. Oh, that makes sense. He was impressed that Miss Turner knew just where to send him without looking anything up. The library number system was confusing to him. Librarians are superheroes. I've always said it. I don't know how they do it. The book had a tapestry on the front, decorated with unicorns and women in long dresses. Inside, Arthur found a lot of information. Some of the French had conquered England in 1066, but by the early 1400s, much of France was under English control. Let's see. Let me go a little slower. Inside, Arthur found a lot of information. Some of the French had conquered England. Oh, conquer something. That means you win or you take it over. Okay. But by the early 1400s, much of France was under English control. Oh, okay. So some French conquered England, but much of France being under English control means England also conquered some of France. So something that helps, read slower. Okay. I didn't understand, so I read slowly. And the French didn't like that. Holding the books in both hands, Arthur settled on a big, comfortable couch next to the grandfather clock. There, he started to read. There were tons of facts to get through. But before long, his eyelids grew heavy. He slumped against the cushion. "Look out, Sir Arthur!" cried a voice from the battlement. Arthur ducked as an arrow whizzed harmlessly over his head. "Thank you, Lord Buster," he called out. "We are lucky the French have such poor aim," said Lord Buster. "True," said Sir Arthur, "but I fear they plan to do a lot of practicing." From his perch, Arthur looked over the field of battle. The French army had gathered in great forces outside the moat. Sir Arthur shook his head. All this had happened just because he called the French general A marshmallow! Ooh, she had taken great offense to that. He regretted the comment now, but he was too proud to admit it. Besides, the French general didn't seem in the mood for apologies. She was riding her horse back and forth in front of the troops. "We will take the castle," she was saying in a whole different language, even though Arthur could somehow understand her. Her army cheered. "Then we will see who is the marshmallow around here." Arthur heard the clock in the tower ringing out the hour. Bong, 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 bong. The day was growing late. Did the French still plan to attack, or would they wait until morning? What on earth just happened? That seems important and special because it might be hard for you to see, but this all from here and over here is written in like italicized font, so it's a little like slanted, different from the rest of the text. So that tells me that a lot of times that means it's a thought. In this case, it wasn't a thought, it was a dream. Arthur fell asleep. And let's see if I understand that dream. So Arthur and Buster are fighting together versus Francine, who is a general who is upset about being called a marshmallow. And Arthur is very sorry about it, but he doesn't want to admit it. He thinks it would make him look weak if he said he was sorry. Do you think I did a good job explaining what happened in that part? Yeah, I do too. So that's a good strategy as well. If you really don't know if you understood something, then you can see if you can retell what happened. So retell what you've read. Maybe you're reading an informational book that's just giving you information. So it might not be something that happened. Maybe it's just like facts or something. So far we can read aloud, read slowly, and retell what you read. Up the stairs and around the corner, Francine had opened a chapter book about Joan of Arc. It was nice and private here. As long as she stayed put, she wouldn't have to risk running into Arthur. Francine sat down, cross-legged, and put on her Walkman. What? A what? Walkman? Huh. I have no idea what that is. But as I'm reading, I noticed something about this page. It's a chapter book, so we don't have as many pictures, but this is one of those pages where we do have pictures. Let's see. Do you think you can tell what a Walkman is? So we have this picture, it's split. Look at Francine. What do you think a Walkman is? Yeah, I think it's also like, you guys probably you may not even know what an iPod is, but if you see people that have earphones and they listen on their iPhone, there used to be really small things called iPods. There used to be CD players. And before that, that's even before my time, so a little older, there was Walkmans. So Walkman is something that you play music with. Wow, we did a really good job of using pictures to help us. So use pictures. She had brought a tape to play while she read. Oh, okay, so maybe a Walkman is something that plays tapes. It must play tapes then. I forgot. The book itself was pretty interesting. Joan of Arc had led the French army and defeated the English at Orleans. The Maid of Orleans, she was called. She was only 17 when she started fighting in the army. First of all, that's rare to begin with that women would fight, let alone only be 17. She even got to wear armor and carry a sword. Francine wondered about the armor. It must have been heavy. If Joan ever fell down, did she need help getting up? Humming to the music, she kept reading as the light faded in the windows at the end of the aisle. That's the end. Huh. That's a strange place to end. I wonder why the author ended it there. Did we miss something? Maybe he's trying to get us to figure out something. What do I think is going to happen next? So we have Arthur asleep and Francine's listening to her Walkman. I don't know about you, but maybe you guys don't, if you don't have your own cell phone yet or you don't use it that much yet. But when I listen to this, I have my music in this phone, and it does help me focus sometimes. But part of what makes it nice, what I enjoy, is that it sometimes also like puts me in almost in my own world in a way. So sometimes I'm not always as aware of what's happening around me. That's why I don't have loud music if I'm exercising and I'm about to cross a busy street or something that I need to pay attention on, right? If I'm doing lesson plans, that's something I want to pay attention on. So I make sure that if I do have music, it's not that loud. And maybe I don't have the headphones in and I just play it in the background. So I don't know. Arthur and Francine, it looks like they're kind of both in their own worlds. Well, Francine's in her own world. Arthur's asleep. So I'm wondering, are we finally going to get to see? They're in the library. Maybe we'll get to see the locked in the library part. And I just asked some questions as a way to help me see, to help me understand. Because I was trying to understand what on earth is happening. And I also did something else. I talked about my own life. When we talk about our own life, what did we call that? Remember, it was last week. We make connections. Good. We make connections. All right. So, we have this nice chart going now. When readers don't understand, we can read aloud, read slowly, retell what we read, use pictures, ask questions, and make connections. And even though I read the story out loud to you, because I wanted you to hear it and you don't have the copy in front of you, I also think it's really helpful sometimes, especially if I'm reading to learn about something, or if I'm reading something that's on my own reading level. Reading aloud helps, and retelling and saying things out loud help. That's why I put you in your own breakout rooms, so that you can do what you need to do, so that you understand your reading, okay? All right, so now you are going to have the chance to read for 20 minutes. When you are done reading, you are going to tell us on Flipgrid about something you did. It could be one of these strategies, or it could be your own. What was a strategy that you used while you were reading when you didn't understand something? Okay, it could be a word, it could be a part of a story, anything. So you're going to read for 20 minutes, and then you're going to share on Flipgrid what was a strategy that you used. Could be one of these, doesn't have to, when you didn't understand something. All right, let's Let's get to work, readers.